Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Strict bans on cell phones have prevented Chrisley Knows Best fans from seeing anything about what life behind bars looks like for Todd and Julie Chrisley. That, however, doesn't stop fans from desperately wanting to see a current photo of Todd and / or Julie Chrisley. Likewise, fans are also itching for inside information on what prison life is like for these fallen reality TV stars. Savannah Chrisley does a decent job of dishing up some information on her parents via her podcast each week. But the details some fans want are likely those Savannah would never share. Fortunately, one Chrisley Knows Best fan who pokes around Reddit happens to know someone who is serving time at the same facility as Julie Chrisley. While the individual won't be in there for nearly as long as Julie and isn't able to get pictures because cell phones are contraband, this individual has been able to pass information outside during phone calls and visits. Recently, per this insider, information leaked regarding Julie Chrisley's sleeping arrangements. What kind of room is she staying in, and how many roommates does she have to share a room with? Keep reading for the juicy details. As Chrisley Knows Best fans know, Julie is currently serving a 7-year sentence at Federal Medical Center Lexington in Lexington, Kentucky. Per the insider, Julie Chrisley shares a room with 10 other women. The insider clarifies that this is one of the worst living situations within the facility, with the worst rooms having 12 women living in them. Turns out, the rooms within the facility bunk anywhere from 2 to 12 women. And women who have been within the facility the longest get rooms with fewer roommates. So the longer Julie is in the facility, the more she may move up the list to get a room with fewer roommates. Julie Chrisley, however, will never have her room completely to herself. Prying for more information, fans ask what the shower and bathroom situation is like. The individual clarifies that if Julie gets up at 6 in the morning, she can enjoy a semi-private shower and some hot water. As the morning progresses, however, the bathroom facilities become more crowded. The individual did not clarify the bathroom situation, though fans assume there is a toilet within the room that the women share. Julie Chrisley, matriarch of the famous Chrisley family, is no stranger to the spotlight. Known for her elegance and grace on the reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, Julie has always been a symbol of strength and resilience. However, in recent years, her life took a drastic turn as she found herself behind bars. This is the untold story of Julie Chrisley's crowded sleep conditions in prison. Julie Chrisley's journey into the criminal justice system was a shock to many of her fans and followers. In August 2019, she and her husband, Todd Chrisley, faced charges of tax evasion, wire fraud, and conspiracy to commit bank fraud. While the couple claimed innocence, they were still entangled in a legal battle that resulted in Julie spending a significant portion of her life in a federal prison. The prison she was assigned to was not the kind seen in movies or TV shows. It wasn't a high-security facility with towering fences and watchtowers. Instead, Julie found herself in a medium-security women's prison that was known for its overcrowded conditions. This is the story of her life behind bars, focusing on the crowded sleeping arrangements that challenged her on a daily basis. In a small, nondescript cell shared with several other inmates, Julie was forced to adapt to her new reality. The cell, designed for 2 occupants, now housed 4 women. This overcrowding was not uncommon in many U.S. prisons, where a lack of resources and an ever-growing inmate population had become a constant concern. The room had 2 bunk beds, which meant that each woman had a small cot to sleep on. It was hardly a comfortable sleeping arrangement, and the quarters were tight. The metal-framed beds were inches apart, and personal space was a luxury in short supply. Privacy, as Julie had known it in her previous life, was now a distant memory. Julie, known for her poise and elegance, had to adjust to this new way of living. The harsh fluorescent lighting, lack of decor, and the constant presence of other inmates created a stark and grim atmosphere. Despite the difficulties, she maintained a sense of grace, always refusing to let her surroundings break her spirit. Sleeping conditions were far from ideal. With a small space, sharing a room with 3 other women was a challenge in itself. There were unwritten rules about keeping quiet during the night, but it was impossible to prevent occasional snoring, tossing, or allotted specific sleeping hours, and they had to follow a strict routine. Lights out came early, around 10 p.m., and the inmates were expected to be quiet and respectful of one another. This was essential for maintaining a level of sanity and preventing conflicts. As Julie and her cellmates settled in for the night, they had to navigate the inherent challenges of sleeping in such close quarters. Some women struggled with sleep disorders, and the discomfort of their sleeping arrangement only exacerbated the issue. For Julie, who was used to a comfortable bed and a peaceful home, the transition was particularly tough. Many of the women shared their life stories in the darkness of the prison cell, offering support to one another. They talked about their dreams, their hopes for the future, and the regrets that had led them to prison. In the silence of the night, a sense of camaraderie emerged as they realized that they were all in this together. The reality of prison life was harsh, and Julie found herself reflecting on her past actions and their consequences. She missed her family, the comfort of her own home, and the little things she had taken for granted. Her crowded sleeping conditions were just a small part of the daily challenges she faced in her new life. Despite the difficulties, Julie remained a pillar of strength, both for herself and the women she shared a cell with. She used her positivity to uplift those around her, offering words of encouragement and hope. Julie believed that prison could be a place for personal growth and self-reflection, even in the most trying circumstances. One aspect that became a lifeline for Julie was correspondence from her family. Letters from her husband Todd, her children, and her friends provided a connection to the outside world. Reading about the happenings in the lives of her loved ones brought both joy and pain as she longed to be with them. Julie also used the time to reflect on the choices she had made and the consequences that had led her to prison. She began attending various programs and classes offered within the prison, seeking to better herself and gain new skills that would serve her in the future. Her determination to grow and change was inspiring to those around her. Over time, Julie Chrisley's journey through prison began to transform her into a stronger, more resilient person. She found her voice and used it to advocate for better conditions for her fellow inmates. The overcrowding issue, a significant concern in many U.S. prisons, was one she was determined to address. She started by sharing her own experiences through letters and interviews, shining a light on the crowded sleeping conditions and the need for reform in the prison system. Her platform, once built on a reality TV show, now served a new purpose: to bring attention to the injustices and hardships faced by many inmates. Julie's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her journey through crowded sleep conditions in prison was just one chapter in a life filled with twists and turns. It was a stark contrast to the comfortable life she had once known, but it also revealed the strength and grace that had always been a part of her character. As Julie Chrisley's time in prison continued, she faced countless challenges and obstacles. However, she refused to let her circumstances define her. She was determined to emerge from this experience as a stronger, more empathetic, and more compassionate person. The story of Julie Chrisley's crowded sleep conditions in prison is a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy and understanding. It sheds light on the flaws in the criminal justice system and the need for reform. It also serves as a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and thrive, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Julie's journey is still ongoing, and her experiences have undoubtedly shaped her perspective on life. While she may no longer have the luxuries she once enjoyed, she carries with her the invaluable lessons she has learned and the strength she has gained. Her story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the potential for growth, resilience, and a new beginning.